Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. The time right now is 9:59 p.m. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, buddies. Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you, Deepak, right in the game straight away. Very good, very good, very good. Nice to see you all, guys. Nice to see you all. The time right now is 10 p.m. and we are into our day 10th. Yes, guys. Consistency defines you basically. Consistency can make you win everything in your life, and this is what it is about. You need to believe in that, guys. Nothing is impossible. You just have to be more persistent, more consistent every single. If you're just doing that, guys, everything is possible. You can literally win every race that you run in your life, guys. Consistency. Yes, Nadeem, so awesome to see your 10 days. Super awesome. Deepak is having the 10 days as well. I'm so glad to know that, guys. Super awesome, because consistency is people. Life transformation, where we have been discovering more about my inner beings, right? Your inner beings, my inner beings, how we operate inside, how our brain works, how we can achieve something, how it is painful for so many people to actually get over it. So all these things we have been discussing about, and at the core, guys, it's all about moving in the right direction and being consistent. These are the two ways: moving in the right direction and being consistent, and then you can achieve everything. Next, just be in your own life journey basically, okay? Like that, we have reached here. Every day we are trying to add some value, something which you can apply in your daily lives on a very practical basis, and that's where you will find things happening. So let's see, who do we have in the house? Everybody, nice to see you guys. Deepak is there, Shank is there, Ramiz is there, Vishaka is there. Nice, nice. Good to see all the people. Hey, Supriya, hi, Shank, hello. And Nadeem, 10th day. Super awesome, Nadeem. Deepak is in the 10th day as well. Now, these guys are going to define something for them. Rahul is in, Manisha is in. Nice, nice. Karthik, your 10th day as well. Glad to know that. Rahul, your 10th as well. Super happy, guys. Super happy. Supriya is in her 9th day. Manisha is in. Sarika is in. Hello, hello. Hello, good lay rain. Your is 9th day as well. Super awesome, guys. Super awesome. Let's start. Today is our 10th June, and we are into our 10th day of our life transformation. This is one great of a journey, and today we would be touching on very important topic, guys, and I want you people to be right in the game, understand it, apply it, okay? Everybody, it is all about career basically, okay? And like, you might be like, okay, life, we'll figure out what life is, what relationship is. Give me job first, that is my core problem. Right, I know that, I understand that, guys, because yes, we are all connected. We need to work, we need to earn, and that's where we feel like, okay, we are getting kicked off in life. But after spending 10 years in the industry, what I drew the conclusion, guys, basically, it is always a balance. And if you grow great in your life, in your mindset, in the way you deal with situations, then all the rest are the byproducts, guys. If you raise in your own personality, your job, your relationships, your happiness, your kindness, your care, your giving back to the society, your fun, your adventure, all of those are the byproducts of the personality you become. That is why we did life transformation. But at the same time, we need to understand the value. Yes, we need to be good in our careers, we need to be great in our careers, we need to make money in our careers, and we need to be a star performer no matter what work we are doing. Yes, this is what it is about. And being my 10 years of IT experience today, I want to peel out the core extract which you guys can implement on a very regular basis in your lives, and you can accordingly see the change. The time right now is 10:03 p.m. and we are about to start, and one amazing day. It is going to be useful basically if you are right now a student basically looking for a job. You're doing a job hunt right now, it is going to be useful for you guys. If you are already having a job but you want to switch the job, it is going to be useful for you people as well. And if the third thing, guys, whether you want to switch or not, this is the right approach. If you keep following it, your life is going to get a lot of opportunities for you, and you will be making results happening in your life basically, okay? Your growth rate would be more, your career rate would be more basically. The pace by which you grow inside your IT industry career, that would be more awesome. And then you would not be at the misery or like just waiting things to happen. Rather, you would grow so much greatly in your career, like the market would be forced to recognize your talent and pay you the money that you deserve. So these are the things which we will be talking about. So anybody, if you want to work, if you want to have a career, today's day is going to be useful. And precisely I would be surrounding it up from the IT perspective, because that's my industry as well, and I've seen 10 years of my IT industry, and I know most of the crowd in here is also in IT industry. First of all, the time is 10:04. First of all, understand, in this coming year, guys, yes, the market was affected. Okay, yes, the market was affected. There were layoffs happening in some companies. There were salary deductions also happening. Some companies saying 10%, 20%, these kind of things. Some company like, okay, maybe your bonus will be on hold, maybe the appraisals would be on hold. A lot of things are happening in the IT, but you need to understand, these things media is covering and then portraying it out. That's where you feel like, hey, is this all going to happen? Few people reached out to me like, hey sir, I'm really feeling doubtful what is going to happen in the IT industry. All these things are happening like this, job cuts happening, layoffs happening, will we get the job? It's really scary. What is going to happen? Should I really go in the IT industry, or should I look for some other industry? These kind of questions also. But guys, you need to understand, the entire world was affected, the entire economy was affected, lot of other businesses were not even operating. Okay, if you ask me my personal opinion, like, if you are in the IT, you are in one best of a market, guys. Okay, one best of the market. No matter what is happening right now outside, there might be closures now, people are trying to resume because of the risk of like economy being affected, unemployment growing, people are resuming. But it was complete stop, right? The entire hotel business, food business, supply transport business, stop. There were nothing happening there, guys. But IT was still operating. We are all digitally connected, so you need to believe that this IT is the future. Basically, technology is the future which is going to drive the world. We already know that, and the future coming generations will be proving that as well, guys. Because now technology is not just software. With whatever revolutions which have been happening since the past 10 years, it is getting into the hardware part, in more of robotics, more of AI. It is becoming a part of your physical life as well. Alexa, Google, all these products coming up, and in the next coming decade these things are going to boom a lot. So technology is the thing which is going to drive. And if you are in the IT industry, you're trying to have a career in the IT industry, I would recommend one best of a thing to be here. Second, money is always going to come. Why? Because you need to understand, being in this industry, when the customer base is increasing, when customer base increases, we get, the companies get money, and they would be ready to pay this money to the employees who build the software which the customers use. So when the demand is more, money is coming, the business would be happy. When the business is happy, the employees will be paid. But the question is, with the demands increasing, you need to understand, be it a fresher or experience, with demand and customer increasing, competition is increasing. Lot of products now, quality, right kind of application building, those things would become very nice. So, and who are the people who would build the right applications? These would be high, good quality professionals. So now, guys, you need to understand, if you are in the IT industry, just knowledge or just theory is not going to help you at all. Those were the things, maybe 20 years past, in the year 2000s, if you just know basic about programming, that would have been sufficient. But right now, in the current age, 2020, there is competition. You need to know how to build the best software, how to build the great software, and these challenges would even get more tighter going in the future. So that means you need to be knowing the right ways of building application and quality, guys. Be a right professional. Fine, just giving some guidance, guys. This is what it is about. So don't just say like, always work on upgrading yourself, basically, and okay, life is going to teach you people. Now let me get more action oriented of how things would be working in your personal life as well. Fine. Now, guys, so once you have into this zone, like IT is the market and you want to continue with the IT industry, once you have made up this mind, now let me tell you people, like, it is going to start like what is the technology that you should be working on. Both, I'm trying to cover it both from the fresher perspective and the experience perspective. What is the technology that you need to be aware of? Okay, guys, there are ways of figuring it out. Maybe if you are getting guidance from your seniors, or maybe your colleagues, your friends somewhere around, who are maybe some of your relatives who are already working in the IT industry. If not that, maybe you can connect with people. I'm giving you techniques also. You can connect with people on LinkedIn. All the working professionals, a lot of working professionals are on LinkedIn. Connect with them. Try to put humble requests that I'm a beginner, I don't know what technologies I should be working on, can you please guide me so that I can prepare accordingly. Talk to, like, flood messages to people, guys. At least somebody will respond. That's how you have to find your own way. Don't wait like somebody will come and tell you. You have to create your own way by exploring more. Understand these facts. Okay. Now get connected on LinkedIn. Try to talk to these working professionals. Ask them which is the technology which is booming right now. If you feel no, you are hesitated with that, start Googling around and figure it out for yourself. Trending technologies. Okay, many projects are available in which technologies like these days, what is the booming technology, where money is more these days, which technology you should be learning. You can actually explore it out. You will get a lot of links. You read through the links, you can decide which technology you want to go into. Okay, but precisely talking about me, like I have been spending since past 10 years into this IT industry, and right from the beginning of my career, guys, it was Java, predominantly Java. There was Python which came on the way as well. There was Node.js and kind of applications, but predominantly it was Java as the backend, the main server side related stuff. And you just need to be aware, like there is huge value in Java. And why Java is so great these days is because it has kept in pace with the current market trend. Now the more scale is happening, the growth is happening, right? Business is expanding, the technicalities of the system is also increasing, and Java has kept in pace with that. It has kept evolving. That is where it is very nicely surviving in the market as well. The other thing, these days, since past quite many years, basically, the UI is also booming a lot. Okay, so there are a lot of innovations happening on the UI side. HTML, CSS, there are frameworks coming up like a Bootstrap kind of framework on top of the CSS wrapper. And if you are into a UI side proper coder, you would find that there are a lot of frameworks there in terms of Angular JS, in terms of React kind of like language. A lot of things happening. But now UI is not no longer just about knowing the UI web technologies. At the same time, there is huge value for the app development which is happening. And guys, this industry of the UI side is growing a lot because customer sees that. That's what is user experience. So you need to understand, huge value on the server these days, now huge value on the UI side. Market is having a lot of openings in both these aspects. Okay, but now the third thing, database is also a thing. But I would like to suggest to you people, especially when you are a fresher in the house, don't really spread yourself out in like trying to be good or perfect in all of these things. Okay, because I have had a personal experience of interviewing people, and after a conclusion of that, people come in and they say, we are full stacks. Fine, we know UI, we know server, we know database, we can work, we can plug it up nicely within the application. People feel like, yeah, full stack, full stack, full stack. But when you question them, they are not really very good in any one of the area. Okay, and now what happens, guys, some project like mine, I already have great UI people with me, and I need some people on the server side which should be great enough as well, right? But now what is happening is the person is coming and saying I am average in everything. That's the problem, guys. Okay, so becoming full stack does not mean that you should be average in stuff. You should be having an approach like be very good in one particular thing, and then you learn the other things. This should be your strategy. If you want to become full stack, you should start your career with being very good in one thing, be it UI, be it server. Call yourself as that person predominantly, and then you show the interest of learning new other things, so that at least when the crunch time comes in the project, you can be applied on your tough part. For example, if I just hire average person and in my project, if the dominated server side capabilities required, what is going to happen? If I ask you people, hey, fix the problem, what will you say? I don't know. That's a problem for me, right? So that's what it would be having the impact. So for the freshers, I would recommend that become very good in one thing, either the UI side or the server side. And I would say like don't leave the database to somebody else. Gone are the days where you used to say dedicated DB guys are going to do the DB work. Guys, in the entire team, maybe there might be one database person, or in shared teams there might be one database person. It completely depends. Otherwise, it is the responsibility of the server side developer to even own up the database. There would be many projects where the server people itself would do it. So in your bracket, if you are calling yourself a server side guy, both middle layer technologies of be it Java, Python, Node.js kind of frameworks or PHP kind of frameworks, all those things will be coming. Plus the database is also your area. And now I would like to request you people in database also, now there both these things, SQL databases as well as NoSQL databases are getting very common in the projects. NoSQL databases like MongoDB or Couchbase, like these kind of databases are also becoming very common You have the awareness of that. RDBMS, you already know it, MySQL kind of database or Oracle database. So have this set basically, okay, middle layer plus the backend. Otherwise, if you call yourself as the UI, be a good person in the UI side as maximum as possible. Required, very important. Fine. Done. Once the technology selection is done, and just Google it out, guys. If somebody says this is the technology, which is something, figure it out how many job openings are available based on this technology. Guys, the answers are not hidden, it's available. If you see many job postings on these technologies, then you would also be like expected package ranges will also be discussed there, and then you would also know like, okay, so many companies looking for this, so there is huge value in that. You can explore all that. You just have to sit, take internet, explore it out, you'll find it. Once the technology part is freezed, guys, okay, once the technology part is freezed, both applicable. Now if you are a experienced person, if you are an experienced person, you already are working on some technology, so all the related additional things also you learn. I will be now discussing in some time about that as well. Fine. Not done. Now there is this one important section, guys. When you get into the IT industry, okay, when you're walking into for interviews, as well as when you're working on the projects, for from both these aspects, this second thing is very important. If you want to have a very strong career, basically you need to have a logical thinking ability. Logical thinking, the ability to look at the problems and come up with the solutions. And many times it would be on the fly solutions. You don't get a preparation time, okay, give me one day that I'll commit. It would be discussions happening. You need to able to see what the problem is and what multiple things can be coming out, and then come up with ideas. Okay, let me do this, let me do that. Guys, getting in IT is not just like cracking the interview process. Once you crack it, you have to go, you have to work, you have to execute, you have to demonstrate. Then only you go great in career. Because I have seen people who get into IT industry because of some hook and crook in the interview layer. But if they are not able to perform, these people get fired as well. IT has all that phases, guys. So understand, without knowledge, it's risky. And second area, important area, is logical thinking. Nothing but given any problem, you should be able to come up with some ideas of at least how, in which direction you should solve the problem. Very important stuff. Now let me tell you how exactly to grow this logical thinking. And it is required, guys. Be it a fresher, be it experience. This is a quality which is by default expected in people. Like given some problem, their brain should not be dumb, they should not be stuck, they should not be like, I don't know what to do with this. Right? If there is a problem, you should be like, okay, can we do it like this, can we do it like that, and then experiment and then figure out. That is what is logical thinking approach. What you feel can solve the problem and getting there. And be it a fresher, guys, even if you are not knowing the technologies, it is fine, but you need to know the art of problem solving. Given some problem, what do you do in such situations? And you cannot say like, I don't know. Point is, nobody knows it. You have to figure it out. What thoughts are running in your mind? Can you do it like this? Many people, even experienced people, come in for interview, and if you ask a question, they start the statement like, I have not done this. Fine, but what are you going to do if this requirement comes in the project? So be that confident, like, okay, this is how I feel it is going to happen. Maybe some loopholes. So now, how to build up this logical thinking required for both. Now I'm going to give you a proper strategy which you need to apply and implement so that your logical thinking will grow. Okay, and guys, you need to understand, it is not like I just tell some thing like, hey, do follow these things and then you will have the logical thinking, guys. No, 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 it is not something which you can google around and find a page how what exactly you should know for logical thinking. There is nothing like ready-made question answers, guys, because every project is different, every problem statement is different, so you cannot really adapt to any one particular area. It is not a question answer pattern for improving the logical thinking. The term improving the logical thinking means any problem given to you, you should be able to come up with ideas of how do you break it and try to solve it. That's what is logical thinking. And it can improve only by practice. There is nothing, nobody can help you with that, guys. Nobody, outsiders cannot help you. They can guide you. For example, I'm going to give you a process which you follow, by which your logical thinking will increase. And we are saying logical thinking is not just one problem solving, it is generic approach to any problem coming. How do you solve it, regardless of the project, regardless of the technology? It is your approach towards problem solving, one very important aspect when you are into the IT industry. How do you grow your logical thinking? Simple stuff, guys. Many people, they always keep like saying, Give me job, give me job, give me job. Point is, you have to work for getting the job of your choice. If you're not ready to put work, guys, jobs are not going to come to you. You need to work hard, basically. Okay, you might be like, it does not run on sympathy, guys. It doesn't run on sympathy. It runs on business, it runs on money. And if you just keep complaining like, okay, because of my family conditions I need a job and all, the point is, when your life is already bad, when your family conditions are tough, why don't you work hard and become eligible so that you get the job? That's the question you need to answer, guys. That's the question you need to answer. It is not about, okay, emotionalizing and being weak person. When life is giving you tough times, you own it up, you grow in that time. And today I am going to give you some steps where you have to put massive efforts to grow, guys. Because for logical thinking, you have to work hard, and then only it goes. And the more you do, the more it gets better. Now, what exactly you need to do, basically? Okay, be it a fresher or be it a experienced person, once you have figured out what is the technology which is booming and which you want to apply in your resume, where your career is heading into, once the technology is finalized, what I would recommend is, okay, logical thinking improves by only practice. What I will recommend is, look at the world around you, the live application. For example, this Facebook, Amazon, Prime, whatever. Look at the live applications around you, the banking applications, which are so many of the websites which you are using on a day-to-day basis, basically. Right? Look for these things, and what you do is you start building up a mini project. Start building up a mini project, guys. Whether you, many of the experienced people, they just come and say like, in my project there is no scope for this technology, that is where I did not grow. And like, when such people walk in for the interview, then I have a question for you, like, okay, so when the life is not giving you opportunity to grow, then do you really choose to not really growing? What do you do over weekends? What do you do over extended hours? And that's a question. Basically, these people are not really serious about their career. They are just living like, I cannot grow because life is not giving me the opportunity. I want to tell to all the experienced people in the house, complaining time is over, guys. Become serious. You have extended hours, put some massive efforts to learn. Look at what is the trending technologies these days. For example, I would say, like, if you are on the server side, Spring Boot, okay, beat a fresher, I would request that learn these things. It would be really required. It's common in many projects. Spring Boot microservices are very common these days on the server side. Along with that, even if not that, maybe Spring MVC is going to be the base for all this. So learn this Spring MVC, Spring Boot microservices, mandatory. I would request you, there are many projects happening in this technology. Okay, pick that up on the server side. UI side, I would request that along with HTML, CSS, be good in Angular. There are a lot of versions happening, and even if possible, get adapted with the React.js. Basically, what is a software professional, guys? Software professional does not mean that only can work on one particular technology. You need to have the art on working on any technology. Fine, that those things we'll get into later. Let's focus it one by one. How do you grow the logical thinking? Okay, so now look at the applications in the world around right now. Everything is a web real-time application. Don't complain like I have not done in my past project. Don't complain like I don't know what to do, guys. That's a there are cases. Since past 6+ months, we are trying to hire a team and prepare a team of 10 people, guys. 10 people since past 6+ months. A lot of people we interviewed, okay, people are just getting rejected. IT working professionals just getting rejected. That means there is crowd, but there is not decent quality of crowd, guys. Understand this fact. You have to grow, you have to really be good. Then the market will give you money, will give you opportunity. Be good, guys, okay? Otherwise, you will get average companies, below average companies, and where you would further not get the opportunity to grow. So put time in growth. And now let me tell you, how do you increase your logical thinking is, you have to put efforts which will grow you, and then your logical thinking ability will grow. How do you take it up? Step number one, look at the real-time websites around you. Once these real-time websites are available, okay, any of the application, what you do is start building up a mini project from scratch. You start building it up from scratch, considering the use cases of these mini projects. For example, what is Facebook? Start breaking out into Facebook, basically, guys. Okay, what can be there? Basically, there is a login, there is a registration process. So maybe as part of registration process, if is Facebook actually giving a email link, so to verify the email, you can do that. You can plug it up OTP integration as well, one time password, right? You can plug in up that as part of registration to validate the phone number. These are the additional things. Once you log in, how do you store these credentials securely in the system? Once all that thing is done, once he logs in, look at the profile page. Now what do you want to build up? Okay, now guys, you figure out the use cases. Now for improving the logical thinking, you have to actually expose yourself to the process of thinking. What you do is you try to figure out what kind of use cases are implemented in these websites functionally, and then you start taking it up and building up in your mini project. And while you are building up, guys, don't refer to any notes you have or any textbooks you have or any tutorials you have. Don't get here and there. Just blindly hit Google for building up the application. That's the way to do it, guys. Okay, simply blindly go to Google, start building up the application from scratch, considering all of these technologies. Maybe you already have some background knowledge about it based on whatever your trainings you are doing or the past IT experience which you have. With that, scratch wise start building up. And you know, guys, when you start doing it things from scratch, there would be lot of questions which will come. Many things will not work. Lot of new exceptions will be coming which you might never have seen. And guys, when you get these problems, then that gives you more learning curve. You take these problems, you copy paste the problems, post it back in Google. Post it back in Google, read the Stack Overflow of what people are talking about it, because that's the way to work in IT industry. All the freshers in the house, the way of working is working independent. If you get a problem, what do you do to solve the problem instead of running out to somebody else like, please help me with that? That's the very last state of it. But first you have to find it out, figure it out, and now do this exercise. Figure out the use cases. Now when you are thinking more, you will get more and more of questions like, okay, this password, how do you do this OTP verification? Now OTP means you have to send a message to the phone. Now are there libraries? How do you do that? If you get that, you would just question it again, Google it, like how do you build up a OTP based system in your application, right? You will question it again. You will find that there might be some free libraries, maybe some paid libraries, maybe some trial version libraries. Can you use some of that? Experiment it out. If not that, go follow the email. Nothing but, guys, when you start asking the right questions, you will start seeing the answers. And nothing but by that way, your brain will start learning new and new things. Guys, we are just experimenting with one project, one mini project. Now what is going to happen, how this impacts in your interview time? Basically, when you get into the interview, because of this one mini project which you have taken, your brain has learned the art of thinking, art of connecting new things, art of seeing problems and then taking these problems and even solving these problems. So when you go to Google, Google will give you some links, read the links, apply it, restart it, apply it, restart. It's all hard work. You keep doing that, you will then start finding the right ways of doing, and by that way you will start solving any problems in your life, guys. So this is nothing but one trial application which you are using for learning purpose. And the second thing is, any other applications that you will get in your life, similar kind of problems would be coming, but when the problem comes, how to solve it you would already know. Guys, this is the major difference why people are nervous right now during the interview process, because they come up with mugged up knowledge. Maybe a fresher specifically I'm talking about, in the college they might have just learned few things and just basic theory knowledge, and when they come in, you give them just a problem. Guys, we don't require expert in technologies, but we need people who can think, who can solve things. Okay, when problem is coming, at least there are some ideas running in. And guys, do this exercise, you will find ideas running in your mind, and you would not just ideas running, you will be able to convert it into results, apply it in the projects and make it work. And the more you do it, now this is where the catch is, the more you would do it, the more you will get better. And there could be things where you are completely blocked, choked, and then you give up. Guys, in IT, if you are in a project, if there is a problem, then you have to solve it no matter what it takes. No matter what it takes, guys. You cannot tell to the client like, okay, we are in a technical problem, we are not going to give you this project, right? Not possible. You need to know how to solve it. And being the lead or the manager of my team, I will expect people to solve it. If you are not able to solve it, maybe like I'll try to provide you whatever help required, but when this becomes a repeated habit, then there is a question to be answered, like, why are you not able to do it, right? And that's where, guys, understand these facts, and follow this approach by which you would put yourself into lot of logical thinking ideas. Your brain is going to start thinking new things. When a problem comes, okay, what can I do? Can it be done like this? Can it be done like that? Okay, if I do it like that, I'm seeing this exception, how to solve it? Copy paste, use Google to solve it. Then once you do this for a matter of 1 month, if you perform this exercise, you would be different than what you're right now. Instead of just waiting for 1 month saying ki, give me job, give me job, give me job, let me just apply. Guys, work hard. Spend 2 hours daily in order to build up this mini project. In 1 month, your brain thinking will change. When the problem comes, you will not be scared. And that's where many people in interviews, why they are scared, because of this reason only. They don't have confidence on themselves. And when the confidence comes, when you actually know how to do things, then the confidence comes. Then the nervousness will go away automatically when you know how to do things. That's the difference between confident people and non-confident. Confident people knows that somehow they can figure out and do it, and when they walk into the interview, their personality reflects, and the chances for them to becoming converted into a permanent position improves. When less confident person comes, he's less confident because he doesn't have the knowledge. When a problem comes, he does not know how to solve it. Confidence then reflects, it goes down. And then when I'm a manager, if I'm looking from a perspective, should I really hire this person? Point is, he is not having confidence on himself. Like, if I hire him and if he goes in the project and says, I don't know how to solve, what will I do? Should I really recruit this person? That's the question, right? Basically, your lack of knowledge, your lack of confidence is reducing the confidence in the interviewer as well. And we want people, right? We want people, and that's where we are doing interviews. So we need the right people. So get the knowledge, solve the problems, then come to the interviews. Then your career is going to be good. Interview cracking is just the entry process, but after that you would struggle. Basic, I've seen people crying in the IT industry because they are not able to cope up with the pressure and the expectations. Why people cannot do that? Basically, they don't have the right knowledge which the market is expecting. So cracking the interview is just the step one, and that is where the drama actually begins. Understand this part. Grow towards that reason. Okay, fine. The logical thinking is the second one. Okay, now third thing, both required for fresher as well as experienced people. The intensity of problem solving would be different for both, but it is required for both the guys. Okay, now moving on, the third thing is the way of coding. Okay, for freshers it's fine, you can build up some applications in some particular manner, it's fine, but at least know the basic core Java coding practices or whatever technology are there. You just Google it out. Okay, all the freshers, just coding standards. What are the decent coding standards for fresher? Coding standards are enough. But if you are saying 2 years, 3 years experience, 4 years experience, I want to tell you people, with growing experience, just the basic standards are not enough. You need to know now the from 3 years onwards, it becomes almost like required. Okay, it becomes important. You need to have thoughts of implementing design patterns in the application, and I'm not expecting theory knowledge. Many times in interview, if I just ask a question, explain design pattern, people just start, okay, factory design pattern is this, you can use it like this. Not required. This is not academic game. This is not about your college where I ask question, you answer me full with example and I give you 5 marks. It's not going to happen like that. You need to know that I'll give you a problem. In that problem, how do you build up design pattern based solutions? And for that, you need to actually have knowledge of that, guys. Practical stuff is required. For freshers, just go about the basic standards of coding, how to do it, what are the naming conventions, what are the disciplines of class naming, package naming, method naming, modularity, and all that would be a concern. And for the experienced guys, modularity, how nicely your code is arranged, how reusable your pieces are. Focus about that. For how long you are going to be a junior, guys? With your experience growing, you cannot consider yourself 0 to 2 years of experience anymore. You are getting into a bigger bracket. The expectations of the market is different. You need to know how to build the application. I've seen this problem in a lot of people, 2 years, 3 years experience. They still operate like freshers or beginners. No, for how long, guys? For how long? So understand these facts. Know about how to build up. Ask these questions. Like later, you can just note, write down all these things. Like how to build up a modular application. Modular application is nothing but reusable pieces. What is your definition of controller layers, service layers? Do you have some aggregators in your code? Do you have some DO layers? Do you have some microservices? Why microservices are in place? Or how is your database structure? How is your system optimized and scalable? All these questions should start coming with everybody 2 3 years onwards. Okay, 3 years onwards mandatory. By the time you reach 4 years or 5 years of experience, then it becomes like you should be good in that. With 3 years, the beginning happens. You practice it for 2 years. After that, in 5 years of experience, these things like you should be really good in that. And then comes the later segment. So now I want to give you guys a suggestion again. Okay, both you all basically fresher as well as experience. If you don't know what exactly the market expects from you guys, I want to tell you one thing. Always there would be job descriptions available on these portals like Naukri, Monster and all that, where they properly define what the IT industry expects from which experience range. Okay, so all the freshers in the house, based on the technology that you have, I would request that today itself go to Google and figure out like maybe some jobs, like jobs for 0 to 2 years of experience in so and so technology. You will get a lot of links, whether there is corona closure there, market there or not there. There are a lot of ads posted by a lot of companies. Take down 10 of them. There would be proper job descriptions, what the market is expecting from you. There would be descriptions about that. Read all of that very thoroughly. Okay, all of that very thoroughly. Then you would have a summary like, okay, with 0 to 2 years of experience, this is what the market is expecting. Now that's a big eye opener for everybody. You need to understand IT is not just about what you can offer. IT is also about what the company wants. It is about bridging the demand and the supply gap basically. So whatever is the job description, basically we want people to be able to execute that. So if you don't know what exactly to be done, this is the process for everybody, no matter at what experience range you are in. For example, if I am having 10 years of experience right now, if I want to know what next to learn, even applies for 10 years of experience. If I want to know what next things to learn, I will just go in sites like Naukri, Monster, Shine, Indeed, LinkedIn, all these other places where the job postings are available, and I will be searching like, okay, job openings for somebody having like 12 to 15 years of experience. When I do that, I'll get 10 profiles in front of me. I'll read the job descriptions, I will summarize that information, and then I will see, okay, where I am, and then I have to go to that position. And I want to give the same suggestion to all you people in the house as well. Even though you are a fresher, instead of asking other people, ask the market and ask the industry basically, because that's where you would go, right? Ask it, what is the market expectations from 0 to 2 years of experience. Accordingly, see whether you know it or not. Work hard so that you know it. Tomorrow I'll give you one clear cut instruction for this as well, how exactly to do that. Same applies with experience, guys. If you are having 3 years of experience, you need to figure out those job descriptions, what people expect with 3 years as well. And do you already know that? If you know that, well and good. You should even take yourself to find out what the industry is expecting from 4 to 5 years of experience as well, because that answers, that kind of questions will be coming during the time of your interview. You are not about, it's not about your past, it is about what you can offer in the future. And what you can offer in the future is nothing but what the market expects in the future. So all the people at any given point of time, be 2 years ahead in your career. Have a vision, guys. If you are in the IT industry, have a vision, what my career is going to shape up in 2 years from now. This is very basic. But if I ask people, what's your vision, basically I don't know. Working people 5 years, 6 years, they don't know. That's really bad. It's pity basically. Okay, so understand this perspective. At any given point of time, look at what is your next 2 years plan, what is the market expecting from 2 years next from you, and now you have to take actions right in your present so that you will become that person in 2 years. Again, a vital learning. So once you have done this, okay, so now understand all this. This was an exercise which you need to follow if you don't really know what needs to be done, and once you find this exercise applicable throughout your life. Now let's get through. I'll just do a few final 10 minutes talk, and then we'll be closing this up. Now, what from the freshers basically? If we are interviewing freshers, I don't really expect freshers, or even many people. I talk to a lot of people who interview freshers and all. We do campus recruitments and a lot of stuffs basically. Okay, from the freshers, we don't expect them to be very great in technology. We expect them to be great in core concepts. So if you are having core Java and all that, be good in core Java, be good in core concepts, because we don't want to spend time in teaching you the core concepts, because the market is already having a lot of people who do that. So core Java, core concepts, how the threading works, how this, how that, be really good in that. And not just theory. Theory is past, it's all practical. Okay, you should be able to build up some applications, so do that kind of practice. Done. But now important, even though you're not great into this technology of Spring, web services and all those things, that doesn't really matter. But from freshers, there is a mandatory expectation which creates a difference between the two. Okay, when you face a problem, how do you react in the problem? That matters a big deal. Small problem, big problem, any problem. But when you are given a problem, how do you react? Are you like nervous, scared, I don't know, I cannot do it, that attitude? Or are you like, sounds interesting, let me figure it out? But guys, the way you react and you behave in the interview, that creates the eyes of the interviewer. We are not listening just for your answers, we are listening to your body language. So if you sound nervous, if you sound like I don't know what is to be done, so basically the chances automatically drops down. But if you sound like, okay, let me figure out, if we see that kind of hunger for problem solving in you, maybe you are not able to solve the problem, it's fine, but there is a thought process, at least 50%, 60%, if you are moving into the direction of solving the problem, we are good with that. We are good with that, because rest of the work you'll do, if there is a kick in thinking, it does the work. And that's where, guys, apply this technique which I said for logical thinking. Given a problem, you will be able to solve. Be good in the core concepts so that you can write the core things also very nicely, and I think then you will get the confidence so that you can speak and get your work through as well. But now, one important thing from freshers: carry energy, guys. Be curious, don't be scared, don't be nervous. You know how kids are, like 4 years or old, 5 years old kids, they are curious to know everything. What will happen if I do this, right? They touch everything. You might be having some kids in your family, they are curious to know everything, guys. When you are a fresher, you should be that curious to know IT industry. Don't be scared, people will be there to guide you, but you should be like, oh, this is also there, that is also there. Curiosity, excitement would be there. If the manager says today we have to work till 11 p.m. basically, then you would be like, let's do night out. That kind of spark is required, and I expect freshers to be that sparky basically. Otherwise, dumb people would be there always. But we are hiring fresh blood so that there could be a fresh energy on the floor, new enthusiasm to grow, hunger to growth, and all that. So be hungry for growth. That's what I would say if you are a fresher. Even if you don't know big technologies, it's fine. But if you are hungry for growth, learning new things, facing problems, trying to solve the problems, approach is there, that kind of attitude will convert your results and you will be getting the job even good. So if you're not that person, work on that. Now, from experienced people, basically, from experienced people, what exactly expectations? So all these things is fine, you know the technology, you know the process, you know the design patterns, this is one segment. But now there are many other things where the IT has grown. Okay, there are so many other third party softwares being used, open sources being used in the application. For example, you do distributed caching by something called as Redis would be available, or cache would be available, things like that. You might be having some asynchronous message brokers in the system, for example Kafka, ActiveMQ, these RabbitMQ, all these kind of systems would be there. Plus you might be having some other thing like maybe NoSQL databases like Couchbase would be there, MongoDB would be there. Nothing but, guys, in the IT industry, lot of new things will be coming. But out of that, based on the past, many projects have started applying few of these names which I have said. Like caching is almost mandatory for every project these days. There are many use cases which are coming into the real time where NoSQL databases have become mandatory. Many use cases. There are many use cases where asynchronous systems are required, like Kafka systems, or NoSQL kind, or like RabbitMQ and all those kind of systems, guys. Now these have become basic standards for expectation for many projects. Now, guys, when you're having some experience, be it you have not applied these things in the project, but when you walk in for interview, you should know about it. Because you are in the same industry where I am, the same projects are running, you should have the awareness, and not just theoretical awareness, convert it into a mini project application and then give me the confidence. It was not there in the project, but I did these kind of use cases. That gives me the confidence. So this is what I will expect from experienced people to even be good in these particular new technologies, new things which are going to come, at least the standard things. But otherwise there might be always new question asked, like, hey, have you ever worked on something called a zero MQ? Did you, or like a zookeeper? These kind of terminologies might also keep coming. Okay, so point is, it's not practically possible to work on everything. So but if you know that, no, I've not really worked on it, but what exactly is that, be curious to know, do it like a discussion, what exactly is that, not that, but I've done something similar, maybe that might work. Make it a logical conversation, guys. It improves your chances of cracking the interview, and that shows that you have a thought process basically. Fine. So these are the techniques which you have to apply. And one just last thing about the algorithms and the data structures. Okay, guys, there are some, you need to have the basic knowledge anyways. No matter what company you're getting into, you need to have the basic knowledge of what the data structures are, how the algorithms are implemented, how are these ready-made data structures in the Java programming and stuff like that, whatever is your technology in that particular technology. Because Data structures are in everything. It's not technology dependent, it is like available in everything. And algorithm is nothing but how do you process basically these data structures, how do you like. And then when it comes to processing, then it is like about memory and space, like memory and then time complexity, in how quick time you can do the processing, how much less memory you are consuming. So basic knowledge of that is enough for many IT companies. If you are like 60 to 70% IT companies, if you just have the basic knowledge of this, it is fine enough, because in the projects it would be applied for the basic level itself. But there would be some companies where advanced and extended knowledge of algorithms and data structures would be required. Okay, where like these things are taken very seriously. Even one tenth of a second is a long delay in customer experience. In those kind of tight environments, then these complexities would be like space, memory, and time would become really very critical. For them, you need level of that. But don't wait for becoming an expert in this. There is a 80%, 70% of market available which will even consume you just with basic knowledge. So don't wait for being perfect, get into it, and after that make your career choice and then move up the ladder basically. Fine, guys, all these techniques which I said today, just apply it. Okay, don't just come in and tell to the interview that I don't know. Okay, that's like I don't know is not really a answer basically. Okay, you should try to figure out, at least throw some thoughts, maybe it might be like this. That shows how you think. Okay, now second, even though you might not have worked on that, I am asking you people to put some massive efforts right from today to build up a mini project. Without exercise, your thinking is not going to grow. Okay, take a mini project, start building up use cases around that, and then you would find that automatically day by day, the way you think, the way you solve problems, the way you debug the application, those things will start improving. And when this improves, then when you go in for the interview, you will find that life is simple there as well. So apply these techniques which I have told you people in 1 month of time. If you're really doing this, reading the job descriptions of what the market is expecting, second, logically growing yourself towards solving the problems, third, the coding principles which we talked about, fourth, the basic expectations of from freshers or from experienced candidate which the market has. You just work on these, and along with that data structure related, you just work on these pieces, you will automatically able to crack the interview. And not just crack it, when you're on the floor you would be more productive resource as well. Fine, this is what I wanted to add some value. It is going to be useful for a lot of people, but convert it into results, then only in 1 month you can change. So don't worry that you're not getting an interview call. The question is, when the call comes, are you ready? If you keep complaining, you will never be ready. Daily, if you are not really having job right now, I would request that spend 4 hours daily as if you're working. Take up the laptop, promise to yourself, I'll not wake up, work like a genuine working culture. Pick a project, put a pen and a paper, design the application, this functionality, that. Get habituated to thinking, and by that way you can crack. If you're already working right now, maybe your technology project is giving you learning curve, good. If not, put extended hours to learn that, because only when you learn you grow. That's how it works. Understand these things, guys. And that's where, when you come in for the interview, show us that you know it. Okay, show us that you know it. Don't make us try to scratch you down. Okay, does this guy at least notes 10%? We have to go to that level at times, because we are not able to find what we are looking for in the individual, and then we have to start compromising on the quality of the software. Sorry, compromising on the quality of the people. And you know what happens? Because we are hunting for, say, let's say, one position since past like more than a month. The project is running in tight timelines. The client is asking, where is my resource, where is my resource? And what should I tell? Like, we have interviewed like 50 people, we are not able to filter one person in that. We did open drives, like open drives, because we were not finding worthy candidates, guys. But even after doing that, then we have to start compromising on the expectation. And I already know that if I recruit this person, he's going to be a burden on the system. So even though, despite giving the money that people expect and they want, but they are not really ready to add value to the system. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Be the person which the world, you're superbly talented. I want